Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Namassami. So as we had a wonderful meditation, very peaceful and calm, with our mind settle down, it is right time to listen to the discourse, to the Dhamma. Because the Dhamma, when we listen, we must listen mindfully. We must listen, we must pay attention fully. We must not allow our mind to get diverted here and there. Otherwise, we'll not get the benefit out of this Dhamma listening, Dhamma Savana. So, as you all come here on Sundays to practice meditation together, to listen to the discourse, to undertake these precepts. These are all commitments to yourself, commitments to yourself to fulfill, to complete your journey. Journey from here, from this shore to the farther shore, from the samsara to the nibbana. That journey we must undertake on our own. That journey is something we have to do on your own, by your own effort. The path that Lord Buddha has given, this eightfold path, that we have to practice in our lives. And every day we can practice. It is not something that we cannot practice this eightfold path. Every day, whatever we do, that is the place where we practice this eightfold path. When we speak, Lord Buddha has given. For example, the right speech. Right speech. If our speech is right, then it is samma vacha, then it is part of this eightfold path. If we speak wrongly, either lying or backbiting or gossiping or using harsh words, abusive words, then this is miccha vacha, wrong speech. So our right speech is here, our wrong speech is here. We have to speak every day, no? We have to speak every day. We cannot keep quiet whole day long. We have to speak something or the other. We have to speak. What we speak, that either fulfills our eightfold path or that takes us away from liberation, takes us away into suffering. This is where we have to understand. So that's why Lord Buddha also said, this eightfold path is sila samadhi panya. Starts with right actions, right virtuous actions, sila, samadhi meditation, and wisdom. So if you take this sila, samma vacha, samma kammanta, samma ajiva. Right speech, as I was talking about the speech, right speech is part of our virtuous practice. When we speak correctly, speak truthfully, speak the words which are beneficial for ourselves and others, not indulge in gossiping or talking behind other people or backbiting or creating creating enmity between people, or gossiping, or abusing people through our speech, then this is where we are fulfilling the right speech. It is important. Speech is very important. Because speech, whatever comes out of our mouth is one thing, but nothing comes out of our mouth without our mind making a determination, mind creating its power, applying its power. If we intend to speak the truth, we speak the truth. If we intend to tell the lies, we tell the lies. So there is always an intention behind, between the truthfulness or lies. Always an intention. So everything starts with that intention. Our Eightfold Path also starts with that intention. Intention to be liberated. That also starts with the intention. If there is no intention, then there is no beginning of any wholesome or unwholesome. For the enlightened people, the intention, that force behind the intention, ignorance and craving, is gone, is destroyed. So there is no action, nothing. For all other people, there is some action, either good or bad. We are unenlightened people. So if we want to be enlightened, we must first create the intention. Oh, I wish to be enlightened. The desire should be there. In Pali we call Dhamma Chanda. Desire to practice the Dhamma. That intention must be there. But then Lord Buddha said, as I was talking about this Eightfold Path, Lord Buddha said, right view comes first. He could have said, right speech comes first. Because we are always speaking, okay, you start with the right speech. He didn't say like this. He said, right view comes first. Why? That intention to be liberated, I wish to be liberated. This is the samsara which is subject to change. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. This isn't satisfactory. If we have a bare minimum level of wisdom, we can understand a little. People are busy in what ways? All of us, big or small. Maybe monks are little less, but lay people little more. What way? Only primarily through these sense objects. What we hear, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel with the body, or what we think or feel with the mind. The six senses and their objects. So beings are busy with this. That's all. We live here with these six internal senses and their external objects. And always we are contacting them through these senses. Salayatana pachaya passa. Passa pachaya vedana. When we are contacting, feelings arise. Whatever pleasant, pleasant feeling. Whatever unpleasant object, unpleasant feeling. So feelings arise, and when the feelings arise, craving arise. Craving arise, then suffering arise. Craving, clinging, tanha to upadana, clinging, and then bhava, potential for birth, rebirth, and then jati and jara marana, aging and sickness and death, all that will arise. So this force starts with the craving, no? For normal people or for enlightened people. When you see red color, when Lord Buddha or Arhants see red color, it is red color. Same. For them, red color doesn't become blue color or yellow color. Huh? It is still red color. For us, there is craving. This red color I like. This is very good red. This red color is not good. You know? That's the difference. They know this is just the color. Nothing special about it. Nothing extraordinary. Nothing to like here or dislike here. Red color. Red color is red color. Blue color is blue color. That's all. For us, there is craving associated with it because of those feelings. So that's where our samsara goes on. So to recognize here, we said, Lord Buddha said what? Right view comes first. We have to recognize here. Where the feeling arises, there the craving arises. Where the craving arises, there the clinging arises. Where the clinging arises, there the bhava arises, jati arises. Aging, sickness, death, so everything arises right there. So our right view, if we don't understand this, how this flow works, flow of our mind, flow of our craving works, if we don't contemplate this, if we just grasp at the pleasant and unpleasant objects mindlessly, then we will never have the right view. The right view will never arise. Because then the mind is full of ignorance and craving. How can the right view come? Right view will not arise. So when you practice meditation, for example, now that you are practicing anapanasati and then metta bhavana, when you practice samadhi or then go into insight, what do you practice? You see things, you see the breath, in breath, breathing in, whether it is long or short, then out breath, long or short, peaceful breath, subtle breath, gross breath, whatever it is. You see things, you create two things. First, you allow your mind not to be engaged with this liking and disliking with the sense objects. You are giving it a pause. Okay, not just to mindlessly engage, giving it a pause, letting things as they are. If they are pleasant, let them be. If they are unpleasant, let them be. So you are not just chasing them, you are giving a pause. And when you are just pausing and looking at them, then gradually you will know they are just like this. Now what impression does we all have craving, we all have craving, big or small, but we are unenlightened people, so we all have some level of craving. Some people less, some people more, some people have gross, some people have subtle, whatever it is, but then we all have it. And we delight in the craving. Why? I'm not telling this, we delight in the craving. Nandi raga sahagata tatra tatra abhinandini. In the second noble truth, Lord Buddha himself says, Nandi raga, with delight and lust. Tatra, sometimes in this object, sometimes in that object. Just see your life, just see our life. Exactly like this, with delight and lust here or there. Sometime in this thing, sometime in that thing. Whatever we like, I want this. Whatever we don't like, I don't want this. Just exactly, that's what Lord Buddha said in the second noble truth. So we have delight in the craving. So it is a point of contemplation. Do we delight in the craving? When we are addicted to this delight, then we don't understand. But then we practice the Dhamma, practice the Eightfold Path, then we can see, okay, I delight in the craving. Then the next question is, why do I delight in the craving? Why? Okay, I have a delight for craving. I want this, I want that. I don't want this, I don't want that. But why? That is also you should contemplate. Because we have this wrong view right here. We think these objects of the senses, whatever three kinds of craving we have, sense object craving, kama tanha, and bhava tanha to continue, and to vibhava tanha to dislike or discontinue anything. We have this wrong view here. This is how our suffering will go away. This is how our dissatisfaction will go away. When people commit suicide, for example, some people commit suicide, no? That is vibhava tanha. In Pali we say vibhava tanha. Craving to discontinue either to an experience or one's own life or whatever it is. I don't want this, I want this to end. You know, people say like this. Whether it is a small insect or a mosquito bite, or is it's about killing oneself. It's this vibhava tanha. So when this vibhava tanha, people kill themselves. Some people commit suicide. Do they commit suicide contemplating, oh, after killing myself, my life will be more miserable? My suffering will not come to an end? Thinking like this, they kill themselves? Or do they think, I kill myself, my problems will go away? Why? They think problems will go away. So my problems will end. I die, my problem ends here. No more problems. So this, ultimately what they are seeking, what are they seeking here? Escape from their present suffering. Escape. I want to escape from this suffering. My life is so miserable. I want to escape from here. In the kama tanha, bhava tanha also, escape from dissatisfaction. That's why we take one object, we like it for some time, and then we don't like it after some time. Say Lal Bagh is there, no? There's a big garden, no? Lal Bagh here in Bengaluru. Many people go there. Sometimes in the 15th August, in Independence Day and Republic Day, some flower shows are also organized. Is it like this? So sometimes people go to see, especially in those days, like lakhs of people go. They said today 1 lakh people came, 2 lakh people came. But when they go 3, 4, 5, 6 times, after that they don't want to go. Quite a few times when people have visited again and again, then they say, oh, nothing more to see, I don't want to go. But that's where to contemplate. What was previously satisfactory or felt satisfactory, good, pleasant, now we don't feel it. Whatever you want to eat, whatever we like to eat, anything, that whatever. If you eat it one day, you like it. If you eat it 2 days, you like it a little less maybe. But if you eat it every day, then you don't like it. Then you say, no, I want to eat something else. So we have this view when we enjoy any objects of the senses or we dislike anything. Any liking or any disliking with this kama tanha, bhava tanha or vibhava tanha. First two associated with liking, the third one associated with disliking. When we have any of these three kinds of craving, there is this view here. This will give me happiness or satisfaction or whatever it is. Some kind of happiness, satisfaction, pleasure, whatever it is. This is exactly with this view beings enjoy sense pleasures or they dislike something. Exactly with this. If that view is present, then it is impossible that they will make any effort to better enlightenment, to be liberated. Not possible. Because they'll say it is good, no? This samsara is good, enjoyment is good, experience is good. Lord Buddha also says, if this was exclusively satisfactory, then beings wouldn't be enlightened. But this is not exclusively satisfactory also. It is partially satisfactory and then become unsatisfactory. So right view starts here. When we recognize that we have this craving, we delight in this craving here and there, as told by Lord Buddha in the Second Noble Truth. And why do we delight? Because we think this will give us happiness. This view is very deep and entrenched. This is the wrong view, but this is not understood as wrong view. You see the problem? You go to watch a movie 5 times, you don't like it, but when you watch one time, you like it. So whatever feels as satisfactory becomes unsatisfactory. But this view is so entrenched that it doesn't recognize. It thinks craving is good. Craving will produce happiness. This is the wrong view. And because of this wrong view, the whole world chases the craving. And to uproot this wrong view is the difficult thing. Just by merely thinking, it will not go away. It will not. Beings will always struggle. It will not go away, just like that. If it was so easy, you think one time and it goes away, then you can be very easily liberated. Now my wrong view is gone. Immediately you become Sotapanna. Right? And that is not so easy, no? Because this has gone deep inside the mind. Very, very deep inside the mind. This wrong view that cravings brings happiness. The cravings bring happiness. This has gone very deep inside the mind. Very, very deep. So why do we meditate? We meditate to give rise to right view. Means to what? To go to the root of this. Craving will get me happiness. To go there. We allow our mindfulness, sati and samadhi and panya to grow. When we practice meditation, our sati, our samadhi, our panya to grow. So that it goes to that root where it feels, that root of the ignorance. Now this is where you stay. This is where you stay and control. This is the control room, where you control all our thoughts and perceptions. This is the ignorance. There we must go. But we cannot go there just like this. It takes time. So at the initial level, as we practice, we have some recognition. Some recognition that yes, the craving, I think, will bring me happiness, but when I crave for this or that, my mind becomes heavy again and again. Before getting it is heavy. After when I have it in my hand, that object, then also I am restless. I have got this, so wonderful. And then after something happens to it, then again I am unhappy. Oh, it is gone. And Lord Buddha gave an example. People, when they don't have money, they cry and lament, I don't have money, I'm so poor. After getting money, they're always worried. Government will impose some tax and take away my money. Thieves or robbers will take away my money. Something will happen to my property. They're always worried. After that, they lose it. Again, they're unhappy. Earlier, I didn't have money. I got money. Now I have lost all of it, or part of it, whatever it is. So that's the craving of the people. It's not my example. Lord Buddha himself gave this example. Why? Because we think this will give me happiness. And what is supposed to give me happiness is lost. Then my life is miserable. So at the basic level, before we go to the root of the problem, we must at least start at the surface level. That this craving, as I keep craving this or that, keep liking this or that, keep disliking this or that, I do not find the stable happiness. I do not find any kind of stable happiness. This is where the right view begins. If I do not find the stable happiness, then what do I find? If I do not find the stable happiness, then what do I find? Unhappiness, simple. If I find unhappiness, then it is unsatisfactory. This is where the dukkha begins. The unsatisfactoriness begins. This is where it starts. So at least that level of right view we should make effort to develop. Once it starts, and then if you practice sincerely this Eightfold Path, then it will grow. Then it will grow. We said earlier, Sila Samadhi Panya. Right view, Samadhi, Samma Sankappa, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, and right effort, right mindfulness, right meditative absorption, all these 8 factors. And in short, you can say Sila Samadhi Panya. To live a virtuous life. Life of virtue, life of goodness, not harming oneself, not harming others. Basic. There also right view is there, just right there. If I live a life of immoral life, for example, if anyone has to contemplate, if I were to live, or other people were to live an immoral life, a life which is rooted in full immorality, all wrong actions, killing or stealing or sexual misconduct or lying or anything they do, if people were to live like this, then it will bring a lot of unhappiness and suffering to myself and to others. But if people were to live a life of not killing, not stealing like this, following these precepts, then it will bring happiness and peacefulness to myself and others. So there is also a recognition of what? Sila is good for our happiness. So when you undertake the precepts, as many of you have been coming regularly and taking these 5 precepts or 8 precepts, whatever precepts you are taking, you must take with the right view. That the precepts, the virtuous conduct Lord Buddha told us to follow is not for his happiness or not for the happiness of it, for our happiness. It starts because of our happiness. If we live a life of harm and suffering for others, then all similar harm and suffering comes to ourselves. If we live a life of kindness, compassion, helpfulness, whatever goodness, then to others, if we have those things, then similar things also comes back. So it is also a recognition. Sila is also a recognition that this is where the right view, it is good for our happiness. Immoral life is not, it will not produce happiness, it will produce unhappiness. So when you say happiness and unhappiness, then it is automatically connected with this dukkha arya satcha, dukkha samudaya arya satcha. That's why Lord Buddha said Sila. The beauty of the Dhamma taught by the Lord Buddha is such, the wonderful nature of the Dhamma is such that from wherever you go, you will see all things are beautifully interwoven and interconnected. All things are precise and perfect as the way Lord Buddha has taught. Well, you can see many threads from this side, from this side, from this side. You can pick up any one of them. You will still reach the center. That is the beauty of the Dhamma taught by the Lord Buddha. That is his skill. That is not our skill. That is his skill as the Supreme Buddha, as the supremely enlightened teacher of the gods and men. Sattva Deva Manusanam. That is his skill. Knowing everything, attaining Sabbanyuta, attaining omniscience, and then teaching it in such a precise way, swakhato, well explained, in such a precise way that wherever you begin, you still go to the center. It will still lead to the center. That's the skill of the Supreme Buddha. As most excellent, unmatchable teacher amongst the humans or devas. So this is where the right view, even Sila is also with right view. And then when you practice the Sila, then you have less unhappiness, more happiness. Then your mind is joyful. Your mind is free from remorse, free from all kinds of, oh, I did this and this was not good, I did that, I said that, that was not good, not like this. I didn't do anything which was wrong. I didn't say anything that was wrong. So your mind is joyful, free from remorse. When it is free from remorse, then it is conducive to samadhi. When you practice samadhi, again and again, deeper and deeper, then you see, earlier I was obsessed with the sense impressions all the time, and I wouldn't think anything other than the sense impressions to get my happiness. But I can see there is something better than the sense impressions, even for 5 minutes, even for 10 minutes, whatever meditation you practice, or for 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hour, 10 hour, whatever. So there's a recognition that sense impressions aren't satisfactory. There is something better than this. That's also right view. That's also right view. Because it is rooted in wisdom. And then with this you develop this nature, anicca, dukkha, anatta, all these characteristics, impermanence and unsatisfactoriness and non-self of our body, of our mind, of all conditioned phenomena. As you keep developing this wisdom, then also you recognize, if that is the case, then to take delight in the craving is foolish, not wise, not smart. I have been doing unsmart things all my life, but now I can do some changes. That's also right view. So changes means what? Changes means unsatisfactoriness to satisfactoriness. When you say you want to make changes, you want to give up mindlessly chasing the craving and delighting in the craving, what do you do? When you don't delight in the craving, then what happens? Craving, tanha pachaya upadana. Craving creates clinging. It intensifies. Sometimes you have seen, especially in the South India, for example, there is this Deccan Plateau, all volcanic rocks, billions of years ago came out from the earth's surface and became solidified as Deccan Plateau. So now all these granite rocks, they are volcanic rocks. Almost major part of South India is full of this Deccan Plateau and volcanic rocks and all this, So the thing is, when they came out of the earth's surface, they were liquid. then they cool down, become solidified, they become solid. And these granite rocks are one of the hardest rocks, basically. Hardest rocks. So our craving, when it becomes solidified, it becomes clinging. Very strong craving that clings, that doesn't want to let go. But if you reduce the craving, then it gradually breaks. Then the clinging breaks. If clinging breaks, then your bhava, all the potentiality for rebirth, bhava tanha, bhava, all this, they will also break. Bhava breaks, then jati also will break. Jati breaks, birth, rebirth breaks, then aging, sickness, death also will break. Everything will break. Now, next moment you will ask me, oh, that is so wonderful, Bhante. When it will break, by tomorrow or day after? Don't ask me that question. People ask like that. How many days and months if I practice meditation, I will attain samadhi, I will attain this, I will understand. That's not the right way of practicing, you know. You know why? Because, as I said, this craving which has become solidified and become clinging, like these volcanic rocks, these granite rocks, it is so hard to break them. You go to a stone quarry and see. You hit it with one small hammer and it will break? Nothing will happen. Not even a small part will chip off. You see? So to break, and then our craving and clinging is not like a small piece of rock. It is like a huge stone mountain. It is for all of us. All of us sitting here, I can say this. All of you, all of us sitting here. Some people mountain is very high, some people mountain is little less shorter. That's all. So that to break it, it takes time. So give yourself that time. And that's why Lord Buddha says, patient endurance, khanti. That's why he said, patient endurance. Do it with patient endurance. If it takes a day, you do it. If it takes a month, you do it. If it takes a year, you do it. If it takes your whole life, you do it. If it takes 1 billion lives, you still do it. Because you have no other option. You don't do it, you will suffer. You do it, you will be free from suffering today or tomorrow. That's all. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. So, we must have patient endurance in our practice. Sometimes things go right, sometimes things do not go right. But if we have the patient endurance, then we will get over all these obstacles finally. Keep doing, not stopping. Somebody asked Lord Buddha, one Brahmin asked, how did you achieve? He said, by not overexerting and by not stopping also. So I didn't overexert myself. I didn't try to push myself to, because he tried that self-mortification, he saw it didn't work. So not by overexerting, whatever is reasonable, I pushed myself. But I never stopped also. That's how I achieved. So that's what the khanti, the patient endurance is all about. So you have the right balance. Keep doing. Then it will ultimately give the result. So your right view, As Lord Buddha says, right view comes first. He didn't say right speech comes first. He didn't say right samadhi or right mindfulness comes first. He didn't say right actions comes first. He said right view comes first, because this right view where things begin, with a small right view to the big right view. But small right view is important. As I said, no. Before you go to the root of the deepest root, you must first start digging out from the surface of the earth. And that's where your right view begins. First recognize this is unsatisfactory. Just mindlessly chasing and delighting in the craving and sense objects is unsatisfactory. Not capable of producing stable happiness. Is it difficult to internalize this thing, what I'm just saying? It is difficult to internalize. Because that's, and when you say it is difficult, if you feel it is difficult to internalize, chasing this mindlessly is not good enough. There is something better than this. Why is it difficult to internalize? Because that's our right, that's strong, that's exactly how strong our wrong view is. Which we have considered as right, but it was wrong all the way, till now. That's why we meditate, to see the reality of our life, reality of our mind. To see this. This is actually wrong view, not right view. I have been fooled by my own ignorance and craving. I am still being fooled by my own ignorance and craving. But if you understand, then you will always, gradually right view will arise. So, this much we will offer today for your Dhamma practice, and we wish may you be able to remember and practice them sincerely and make a lot of progress in your lives in the path of Dhamma, in the path of Dana, Shila, Bhavana or Sila, Samadhi, Panya, whatever way. So with this, we will conclude our Sunday Dhamma Discourse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.